Your phone takes pretty good photos, so why are you watching a video about buying a camera? Why indeed? Because at some point, for most people, the phone stops being enough, and the tricky bit is knowing when that moment has arrived. I'm McEvoy, a professionally qualified photographer with over 40 years experience in photography, and in this video I'm going to give you 7 honest signs that tell you the time is right to move from your phone to a proper camera. Not vague feelings, actual signs. Okay, let's get straight into this. Sign 1. You keep running into the limits of your phone camera. Yep, this is the clearest sign of all. Your phone's brilliant, get that, genuinely brilliant, but it has real physical limits. You zoom in and the image turns soft and pixelated. You try and shoot a fast-moving subject and it blurs. You photograph something in a dark restaurant and you get a grainy, blotchy mess. You're outside in bright sun and you can't see the screen. These aren't failures on your part, these are just limits of a phone. And when you keep hitting those limits, when you find yourself thinking, wish I could have got that shot, that frustration is telling you something important. It's telling you that you're ready. And this is not a criticism of phones as devices to take photos with. Phones and cameras are absolutely amazing, but they get to a point where we want more. I know that I do. Thankfully, I've already got a camera. Sign 2. You want proper control over blurry backgrounds. Now, portrait mode on your phone, it's super clever, isn't it? Of course it is. It uses computational photography to simulate a blurry background. And for straightforward portraits, it often works well. But it's faking it. It struggles with hair, and it can't always tell where the subject ends and the background begins. And it doesn't always work for landscapes or for wide shots or anything where your subject isn't right in front of the camera. Now, a camera with the right lens gets over all these problems. It gives you something your phone physically cannot give, which is real optical depth of field, that beautiful smooth blur you see in professional photos. It's not done in software. It's created by the physics of light passing through glass at a wide aperture. If portrait mode frustrates you, or even if you just wondered how those silky blurry backgrounds actually happen, that curiosity is a good sign you're ready to go deeper. Sign 3. Low light keeps disappointing you. This is a common frustration. You're at a birthday dinner, the lights are low, the moment's perfect. You take the photo and it's grainy or blurry, or worse still, both. So your phone's doing everything that it can. And it's boosting ISO. That's exactly what happens in low light. It's pushing the sensor sensitivity as high as it will go, whilst also slowing the shutter speed and running AI processing to try and reduce the noise. But it's fighting against physics. A small sensor can only capture so much light. A camera with a larger sensor, even an entry-level mirrorless camera, collects significantly more light. The difference in low light can be genuinely jaw-dropping. Not a bit better, a lot better. If low light is your nemesis, a camera could well be the solution. Sign 4. You've already learned the basics of composition on your phone. Yeah, this is an important one. I just need to say something here. A camera does not make you a better photographer. Only practice and learning do that. Now, your phone's a brilliant learning tool. You can use it to experiment with composition, to understand light, to develop your eye for a great shot. And if you've been doing that, if you've been paying attention, trying different angles, thinking about what's in the frame, then you might well be ready to take these skills to the next level with a camera. But if you haven't done any of that yet, if you're mostly just pointing and hoping, then buying a camera is not going to fix that. You'll just be spending a lot more money to point and hope. That's not going to get you anywhere, is it? So master your phone first and then move to a camera if you want to. Sign 5. You're genuinely curious about how cameras work. Now, this one might surprise you, but in my experience, curiosity is one of the strongest predictions of success with a new camera. If you find yourself wondering what aperture actually does, or how shutter speed affects an image, or why some cameras cost £100 and others cost £5,000, that's curiosity, and it matters. It tells me you're not just buying a camera to have one for the sake of it. It's telling me you genuinely want to understand photography. That curiosity is what will get you off auto mode. It's what will have you experimenting rather than leaving the camera in a drawer. It's what makes the investment worthwhile. So if you're curious about how cameras work, that's a sign you might just be ready to own one. How exciting. Sign 6, you're ready to invest time, not just money. Cameras sitting in drawers is one of the greatest tragedies of photography. That might be a bit dramatic, but you know what I mean. Someone gets excited, they buy a camera, and within 6 months, it's in a cupboard or a drawer. That's not good, is it? A camera rewards you for the time you put in, learning how it works, practicing, making mistakes, and figuring out why. And reading the manual, yes really, or watching videos like this one, or listening to a splendid podcast which explains photography things. See, the money's the easy part. I know they're not cheap, but you can just hand over the money, can't you? The time part is the bit that most people underestimate. They don't realise what they're signing up for. Well, what they're signing up for to get the best they can out of a camera. You don't just buy a camera, chuck a memory card in, chuck a battery in and go off and take great photos. There's more to it than that, and only time will give you that. Before you buy, ask yourself this question honestly. Am I ready to make time for this, as in a camera? Not every day, not hours at a time, just regularly, consistently, and with genuine interest, because if you're not that bothered, you'll soon stop, won't you? So let's not do that. But if the answer is yes, you're ready. Sign 7. You want to grow as a photographer, not just capture snaps on your phone. A phone is brilliant for capturing moments. A camera is for when you want to do more than just capture moments, when you want to create images. There's a difference. Capturing a moment is reactive. Creating an image is intentional. It's about seeing the light, choosing how to compose, how to frame the subject, deciding what to include and what to leave out, and making deliberate decisions about how the photograph will look. So if you want all that, if you're drawn to the idea of photography as a skill and a creative practice, rather than just going like this with your phone, bang, got another photo, then a camera is absolutely right for you. Yes, that desire to grow is the most important sign of all. Right, quick recap. 7 signs you're ready to move from your phone to a camera. 1, you keep running into the limits of your phone camera. 2, you want proper control over blurry backgrounds. 3, low light photos keep disappointing you. 4, you've already learned the basics of composition on your phone. 5, you're genuinely curious about how cameras work. 6, you're ready to invest time, not just money. And 7, you want to grow as a photographer, not just capture moments. If most of these resonate with you, you're ready! How utterly splendid! And that is that. If this video was helpful, subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and check out the Photography Explained podcast. The full episode on this topic, episode 228, goes into even more detail and is available wherever you get your podcasts from, or at rickmcavoyphotography.com. I've been Rick McEvoy. Thanks again very much for watching. Take care, stay safe. Cheers from me, Rick.